Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. I've come on today to do a flip through, well actually two flip throughs, but I'll explain that in a minute. So I just wanted to say, apologies that I haven't been around. As I mentioned in my post, I hurt my arm, had injuries to my arm from falls, and it just made it really hard to do anything, but it's healing a little bit, slowly but surely. Normally I'm wearing a splint, and sometimes I'm wearing a bandage as well and then a sling. But today I just wanted to not wear anything while I'm on camera. Not that it does anything, I'm just, I'm not going to do anything that's going to tax it in anyway. I'll just put this on just because I'm going to do the flip through. I'm aware that the next couple of days I'm going to be away, and so I thought I should get these done. So I was making one journal, and it was this one, you may recall, with this paper, the Lochta paper, and then it got so chunky I had to split it into two, and they got chunky, and so this is where we're at. I've got two quite nice journals here. They changed. So anyway, I've got two nice journals. I'll start with this one because this is the one that with the original idea. So I've got this really pretty ribbon here. I've done it, it's a document style journal, so I've done the binding as sort of that document style. I use just a piece of twine to sew in. Got some really nice piece of fabric here, which is like a linen, an old vintage linen, on the spine, and then I've added this. So I'll just take this off, this pretty ribbon off. It's really nice ribbon there. So there's the back, lovely paper, and ordinarily I don't usually cover Lochta paper. I usually keep it as it is, but I wanted to have something on the front here. Now I've just realised, just a second, just going to grab something. I just realised that I've done a pocket there, like what's it called, a tuck, because originally this wasn't actually glued down. But anyway, here we go. So it's a pocket. I made this pocket last year, and I thought it went really well, so I decided to put that on. And this is just a Christmas hymnal sheet, and then there's bits of paper in there to write on, and it's tied with some string, and then there's vintage lace there, so I quite like that in there, and just tucked in like that. So yeah, I haven't changed anything what to do with this. There's a little mark there, it's off the ink, I think, off here. Oh, I didn't check to make sure you could see. Yeah, I need to keep it about there, so I'll try and remember. Excuse me. So let me just see if I can find this bit of, really chewed the rubber or the eraser. Yeah, it comes off, look. I think it's off here. The black ink. It's not very good that it's still coming off. Anyway, lovely paper. So this is Ruby and Pearl. So obviously you've got a hymn sheet here, and I've left it because it's got that lovely hymn, "O Come All Ye Faithful," and I've just left it both sides. And then I've got this lovely fabric here, and then this lovely ruby and pearl paper. I love this. It's from the book, and I've tried to get a copy of the book that this is from. I forget what it's called. I forget what it's called now, but I have been trying to get a copy. It's an American book, I believe, children's book, and I've been trying to get a copy of it. Anyway, here I've got a pocket. Let me just see if you can see that sparkle now, because I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? It's not very obvious, but it is when you see it in real life. But anyway, it's a vintage wallpaper sample that I have, and I made it into a tuck spot. And then I've got this lovely journaling card, and I've edged it with gold. Actually, I forgot, I was going to do some more gold edging, and I've forgotten to do it. Got this pretty vintage lace there. Got a little journaling card there with just a pretty winter scene on it, and then some paper to write on, and another little hymnal, and this is Thanksgiving. Yeah, this is a Christmas one. A little child is born, so a reference to Jesus. So I'll go in there. This is Raindrop Lilac with some lovely lace on the side there. Oh, now I really should have found out. I'm gonna just give me a moment. No, I can't do it right now. I forget the name. I should have written it down. I do apologise, because I've used a lot of her kits in here. In fact, most of it. So I do apologise. I haven't got that to hand, but I will put it in the video. I'll write it, you know, when I edit the video. So I've done a nice strip there. This is a double pocket, so we've got a pocket here, and again this is from the same kit, or kits, because there's a few that I bought, and then another pocket there from the same, and then I've just done these two little journaling cards. You can write on both of them, and they fit in there. And then this is sort of a folded pockets, a series of pockets, and I've just done a little, I don't know what you would call it, just something to hold it together, and then I've decorated it with this. So this is part of a snippet roll that I've used throughout the journal, and I have made a video. I have filmed a video of me making this, but I haven't posted it yet, but I will show you it at some point. And then this is a fold out like this, but you've actually got 3 pockets, so I'll show you so it folds out like that and like this, and then in this back pocket you've got this piece of paper here with a nice fern on it, just something to tuck in, but actually there's another piece there, so you've got these two together, you can write on. And in this pocket you've got a journaling card to write on, beautiful winter scene, and then a fold out. So lots of bits of places to write in this journal, because I haven't left a lot of writing pages, if you know what I mean. And then there's a pocket here, and in here you've got a genuine library card, which is The Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and then you've got a vintage piece of paper there you can write on the back, and they just fold it together in there. That's just a little folded, nice little folded Oh, I knew this would happen. There we go. It does go on quite readily. There we go. And that just sits in there. But I think that's really pretty. I like that. This side. So this, because there's not a lot of writing pages, I've tried to make sure I've got lots of little spaces to write throughout the journal. So for example, you haven't got much space there to write or there, but you have got journaling cards to write on. And the same here, you've got a little bit of writing space there, and you've got that, all that space on there. And then this is another little cluster of papers. So we've got just a little cluster of real stamp. I'll just see. Yeah, you can't see the date, but it is well, it was 3 shillings. Surely not. Or maybe 3 shillings. That would be quite old. But yeah, it's a Christmas scene, and just a couple of scrap pieces of paper there. And then again, this is using the same pieces of paper, and it's just a little fold out. And then in there you've got 1992, so a vintage, part of a vintage diary for December. And that just folds up like that. That's really pretty. Let me show you. So you could use this in something. That looks upside down actually. It should be that way, I think. Oh no, that was the right way. Yeah, so yeah, really pretty. And I like the muted red tones. It's different to the bright red tone that we're used to for Christmas and what have you. And then here we've got another little fold out with a pocket there, and this is a French book page, and then some more writing paper here. So, you know, little bits of paper and to write on. Just, I like these little clusters of paper, and I enjoy making them. And then that just sits in there like that, and that sits in there. So you've got a nice sort of cluster of papers together, and held together with a pin. Whoops. A paper clip, I mean. Okay, it's not going to work. I don't know why. There we go. Okay, and that sits in this pocket here. Oh dear. And then doily. Raindrop Lila, beautiful book page. Digital page. And then this is an old, it's either vintage or it's antique, and it's absolutely beautiful paper. It's got a watermark running through it, but it's from a ledger, and it's beautiful paper, absolutely gorgeous. And then there's some coffee dyed paper there, so there's paper to write on here and here. So that's quite nice. And then again, we've got another little cluster here. And here we've got this part of another snippet roll with sort of similar colours. Got a really sweet little ribbon there with some little diamanty, you know, sparkly things. I don't know what to call them. And then we've got this here. Just some paper there. The back is different, and then more paper in here. So this is a piece of piano roll, is it? Something along those lines, I think, piano roll. And then it's been embossed. I didn't do this. It was that's lovely because that's ivy, so it's quite relevant. It was part of a package that I got recently that I did a you know, show and tell on with a haul, and then more of that lovely Christmas paper there that you can use in the journal. But yeah, I love my little snippet rolls that I've been you know, cutting up, so I can make some more, because it's always nice to use them, and then that way, you know, you make more. A lovely journaling card here, a lovely big one with some nice crocheted lace and some fabric, and right on the back. I love that. Lovely pocket here with a bit of you know, decoration there. And then this is the part of that snippet roll, and this is a large piece that I used. I think it was double that size, so I've used one piece on here, and I've used another piece somewhere else, and maybe a couple of other little pieces. Yeah, so on the front of the other journal. So yeah, not quite a tuck, but yeah, you could just, it does sort of fit in there. And here just got a piece of book page, and a little journaling card there, and an old tea card with the bird in the snow. Quite like that. I thought that was sweet. That, oh no, that, I think that fits on there like that, and it sits in there. And then another tab here of wool and silk. I think that's, I would say that, I don't know, it's either Raindrop Lila or Ruby and Pearl. I can't remember, sorry. Oh, more writing space there, and then we've got an old vintage book page here, and it's about the three kings on their way to see Jesus. Now, I'll just show you what I've done here. So these, from here to here, these pages are tipped in. So when I did the binding, these two pages got left out. So this one and this one got left out. So I've tipped them in. This was sewn in, but these weren't. And I used some paper on this side, but then I realised that actually the washi tape would actually work. I didn't think it would, but it does. So I think it's fine, but I would have preferred to have used the washi for it, but never mind. It still looks nice. So yeah, more of that book page there, and then we've got some Edith Holden page there that I've made into a tuck spot. And here we've got a little journaling card that you can write on, and then a pocket here, sort of a little tuck with another journaling card and more hymnal. And again, this one is more Christmas, so this was Way in the Manger and Gentle Jesus. So yeah, really nice, really sweet. And there's a nice pocket. That just sits in there. Oh, that's not going to go in. Why do I want it to go in? Should do. There we go. And then that sits there like that, so you can see the what on earth is going. Oh, I can see what it is. It's just the envelope for the thing. So you can see the Merry Christmas peeking out there. And then this is more writing space here, so coffee dyed paper, and then we've got a pocket here with so this is wrapping paper, Christmas wrapping paper, which I really like. And then we've got, if I can get it out, a little journaling card here. You can write on the back. This is Ruby and Pearl. I think that must be Ruby and Pearl as well, and it just fits nicely in there. like that, and I've added washi tape along the edge there, gold washi tape, and more tip in. So this is the other tip in page, and this is Edith Holden. So this is a December page, and you've got these two beautiful birds, the wren and the hedge sparrow, and lovely berries. And here we've got a tag, and I've edged it with gold, and a lovely pocket with some trim along the bottom here. Another tag with a sewn in pocket. So this is, I've sewn down here and here, so to sew this pocket on, and then this lovely tag to write on, a little bit of oh, and then some glass glitter. There we go. My glass glitter is quite chunky. And then the other page of the Three Kings, the other side of that, and then you've got a little bell on there, on a ball pin, and some of the snippet roll. And obviously writing, but there's more writing space in here than I thought, actually. So it's not too bad. And another pretty green and gold tab there. And then here, this was, when I was making this journal, I said, and I showed this bit, I said this was from a Christmas hat. It wasn't, it's from a Christmas cracker, so recycled. And then I made this little card, and I've got glitter on the edges here, on the, yeah, just making some Christmas baubles. I love these kits. I think they're so nice. I'm really happy with them. And then here on this side, we've got more, another tuck spot. Got writing space here. Got some lace going across there, so that's vintage lace there. Book page, is that book page? Or is it, might be, excuse my tummy, it might be from, I don't know actually, could be from a digital, but I'm not sure. And I made this journaling card, beautiful. Another tag here you can write on, and then this is a vintage bridge scoring card, and I just added some tape where it was ripped. So more writing space on all of those. And then this is from the Girls Own Annual, and it's just a page asking what do you want for Christmas, and a knitted under vest, and then some patterns there. Really like that. So I thought I'd add that because of the Christmas reference mostly, and that just fits in that little tuck there. More writing space there and there. The other side of those, another tuck spot here, and then we've got this. So I edged this with gold, and it got onto the envelope, but I didn't mind. I'm trying to think where I got this from. I think this might be Raindrop Lilac or Ruby and Pearl. It could be Ruby and Pearl actually, but I've printed it too small. I printed 2 page and it's too small. Actually, it might have been a freebie. I think this might have been a freebie from Sasebo, actually. I think it is. And then this lovely card that I've gilded with gold, and that just fits in there. And then a journaling card with some deer on a winter scene that you can write on. And then here we've got a pocket here, like a tuck spot. Excuse me. it's just folded over music page, and then I added this decoration. And then there's this French book, and you've got the Eiffel Tower in there, and that goes in here. Actually, that folds over like that, so I'll pop it back in that way. Like that. Excuse me. And they just sit in there. And then we have this page here, this pocket here, rather. More writing space. Like I say, there's more writing space than I thought there was. Lovely pocket there with, and I've added some paper from that just to decorate it. And then I've got this lovely card here with some glitter. Beautiful little ribbon there, ball. And then on the back, all I did was put the paper, I glued it down on that side, but I left it unglued so that I could tuck something in. And I made a little journaling card. You can tuck that into there. It just peeks at the top or whatever. And that just fits back in there. But I've added the glitter on there as well. And then another, more of this lace, or a different lace, I'm not sure. And then the back page there, and then, oh no, that's not the back page, the page there. And then you've got this, which is tucked in under there, like that, and it folds out like that. So, oh, there's my tummy again. It folds out like this. And you've got a visit from St. Nicholas, and then a little, it was the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. I love that. And then on that side, you've got that lovely Raindrop Lila page. I think this is Ruby and Pearl, and that's Raindrop Lila. So, and it just folds up like that. And Santa's hat has been embellished with some glitter. So that just folds into there. And then that's the back page, and that's it. So that's the first one. Lots of, much more writing space than I thought there was. So, but maybe it's the next one that's not as much. I don't know. Anyway, on to the second one. So this one, I love it as much as I love the other one, but I did make a bit of a mistake with it, and I'll show you in a minute. In the meantime, I've got this paper here, which is sort of like a green, a very pale green and goldy colour, as the base there. And then I added lace over the top, and this page here from, I think it's from the kits that I mentioned before that I can't remember the name of, this one. Anyway, and then I've got a closure here. That should have a little decoration on this closure. I forgot to put it on, but never mind. Right, so I'll make sure that's on next. Love this, and so I thought I'd put it over on the top, and I do love this. So you can see the signatures are under there. It's 2 signatures. And then I've got this little bit of fabric here, just holding this on here, with this clip, I mean, like that. And then that, I can take that off, but I quite liked it. I loved that gold. That was part of that snippet roll that I showed you. And then on this side, you've got, I made this some time ago, actually. It's quite old. Well, old, I mean, I made it this year sometime. And then you've got a really pretty journaling, well, a journaling card, winter scene. And a winter scene on that side. Yeah, there's not much more I can say about this. Yeah, and again, it's got this music sheet. So the issue that I have with this is fairly obvious when you look at it, is that I don't know how I miscalculated, but I miscalculated the size of the cover. as opposed to the pages. I don't know how I did it. Yeah, not really sure. So when I realised that this one was going to be too small, I thought, well, I won't use this one, I'll make another one. So I made this one thinking that I was going to just use this, but then this grew thicker, so then I decided to use them both. But still, that doesn't explain why it's slightly bigger. It's okay, it's not a problem, but yeah, ideally it wouldn't be that wide, but it does lay nice and flat to some degree. Just move those out of the way. Gorgeous page there, ruby and pearl, I believe. More of that lovely piano paper that's been embossed, and some writing space. Yeah, this is the one where there's not as much writing space. And you've got this lovely page here. I think this is Raindrop Lila. So let's just say it's a mix between Raindrop Lila, the one that I'm going to let you know, and this, and Ruby and Pearl. And I made this little tab here. I'll put on some gold silk and vintage lace or antique lace, and then vintage fabric underneath. And then here I've got a pretty tag I can write on. It's edged with gold, beautiful lace here, and a really pretty pocket in gold as well. And on this side, you might not be able to see it, it might not be obvious. Let's just check and lift it up so you can, yeah, I don't think it's going to be obvious from there, but sparkly. It'll be obvious on the back page, but and then this lovely velvet, embossed velvet, in white. Excuse me, what's that? Oh, it's the I wondered what it was. Yeah, so lovely page there, and then we've got, you could write on this page here, or even there. And then here we've got a tuck spot. This is book page. This is a music book page. And I've made a journaling card there with a silver background. And then here, yeah, this is another one, another verse. It's hymns for Christmas. So that just sits there and goes under there like that. Tucks in. Lovely paper there. And then we've got this, some lace, and I left it with a little gap underneath, and then I tucked this in. This is vintage wallpaper, which is really pretty, and I just wanted to include it in this journal somewhere, so it ended up going in there. Another hymn, Good King Wenceslas and Once in Royal David City. More writing space there, and I've added some washi down here, some gold washi. On this side, I've got a lovely tuck spot there, a pretty card that you can write on the back, another little card that you can write on the back, and then this is a recipe from the 80s, and it is for carrot cake, which I've included there. I thought that was a nice little Christmas recipe for carrot cake. Okay, and then this is Edith Holden page, and that's the centre of the first signature. And here a pocket with beautiful journaling card, or tag rather, with gorgeous ribbon, and it's been edged with gold, and a lovely pretty ribbon on there. And the another bit of Edith Holden looks like somebody's eaten that. And that just goes in there. Love those two. This side there. More writing space here. More snippet roll, a different snippet roll to this one. As you can see, it's wider. So this was, I did this early last year, I think. Yeah, so it's almost a year old, I think. Well, I'll cut that off later. But I liked some of the colours. I thought they were Christmassy. While shepherds watched their flocks by night. And then on this side we've got a really pretty tuck space, and then another tag, an org journaling card, backed with green. Oh, well, that wasn't very good. I'll glue that back on. I made them quite tight really, and I don't normally, so I don't they're either too tight or they're not tight enough. Can't get it right, but I'll make sure that I glue that back down. And then lovely page here, Raindrop Lilac, and then this is a book page, music, and then I'm hoping that you can see the glitter there. I don't know if you can, but yeah, there's glitter on there. Not the glass glitter, it's sort of a snowy glitter. Can you see it? I don't know if you can or not. There you go. Really lovely. It's more subtle, but it's very pretty. Could write on here. Yeah, more glitter on here. Hoping you can see that. And then I've added some just sequins, silver sequin fabric there with a lace edge. Again, I love those two pages together, and this, I think it's so pretty. And then here, another journaling card, and this time it's on green, shiny, not glittery, but it's, you know, I forget what it's called now, but shiny journaling card. I really like that as well. And then more book page of a winter Christmas scene, the carol singers. Oops, how am I doing that? Pocket there. Oh, and then this beautiful sari silk tab with gorgeous beading on. Beautiful. That's the end of the first signature. I love this. I love these pages. I think they're beautiful. And this, and then I've embossed that with some gold, and then some lace. Lovely picture there. I made a Christmas tree with some glitter and a little fabric, whatever it is. I don't know what to call it. And then a little booklet I made, and then you've got some scrap papers in there that you can write on, journal on, whatever, and that just sits in there. Some washi tape there. Lovely book page there. This side I've covered it up, but you've got, wasn't very nice to look at, but actually I think you might have seen me do it in the last video. But yeah, book page and another one of those, and then that lovely book page there, vintage, with Father Christmas. And God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. So many lovely hymns and songs for Christmas. And then we've got this, again I've used this sparkly wallpaper. Couldn't get my words out then. And I made this journaling card with a little flip there, little tab. You can write on there. It just sits in there. And that's a stamp that I made last year sometime. Oh no, this year, earlier this year sometime, I believe. I've got another tuck spot here. got a piece of paper that you can write on, and then I just took that, wrapped it round, and then it's a few different pieces of paper in there as well to write on. And that just tucks in there like that. Book page. That's a rose garden, a plan for a rose garden. Love that. Love the yellowing around it. I didn't do that. It's from a vintage book. Got this gorgeous piece of lace here. I've added onto there. Added a sticker here onto this page. I thought that was really pretty. Some ribbon with some gold edging on, and then this is an Edith Holden page, and then I've added a robin on there. I thought that was pretty. Beautiful page there. And then I've got this gorgeous fabric. It's like a tulle with these glittery dots on, and doily, and then the centre page here that I've just I wondered what that was then. That's just part of the string. Yeah, this is a real might be oh no, it's vintage, 1953. Now I have a series of these cards, have lots of them postcards, and they're all to the same person as well, which I just thought was gorgeous. And it's a wren, another wren, and it just sits in there, so it's got a little tuck there to sit in. But as I say, I've got quite a few of these birds, different birds, but yeah, really beautiful. And it's lovely to have them as well as a series. The other side of that, isn't that beautiful? So pretty, so Christmassy. And then a tag here. Again, I've edged it with gold, pocket, and this lovely ribbon. On the other side of that rose garden, plans on more of these pages, more of that book page there, and this, I thought I love the swirls, and I just thought they went well together. This is just decorative. It looks like a tuck, but it's not, it's just decorative. And that's the last page. And then on this side we've got a journaling card, and that needs to be glued as well. So it's a large journaling card that fits in this pocket like that. I could tuck more in there, I might do actually. And that's it. So yeah, so two very different but similar journals with similar pages in, I guess, you know, just different. But the main I suppose, let's see, the main similarity is this paper here. You know, these papers that I've used throughout, like that, is from the same type of, same digital creator, that I will put up the name of that up on screen so you can see. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed those two flip throughs. As I say, I won't be on for a few more days, but I should be hopefully back at the weekend maybe, or before the weekend, to do something maybe with fabrics. So, but I hope you enjoyed the flip through of them both, and I'll be back very soon. You take care, and thank you for all your lovely comments. So take care everyone, and bye for now.